Look, this the Black Holocaust. I knew it was prophecy. 1,000 times worse than the Jewish atrocities. Uneven playing field, there'll never be a fair score. Cause in 1619, that's when they declared war. We the 12 tribes, the ones that the promise reaches.
You have any questions, brother? You have any questions? I mean, right now we're talking about in America, because we're in America. I'm not sure what's going on in other countries, but at the end of the day, you know, this world is ruled by wicked people. The so-called white man, the devil the Bible speaks. That's our message. Our people need to return to the Lord. You the so-called Negro, right? Your father's African American? Is your father African American? African? What tribe you from? What tribe? I'm sorry? How about you Ethiopian? Eritrean, Ethiopian? Are you sure? I was joking, brother. What's your name? Would you consider yourself a Muslim or a Christian? You just believe in God? Where do you get your morality of God from? From what? You don't read the Quran or the Bible or anything like that?
Everything comes from one thing.
Come from what?
It's like something higher than you. But if you mess yourself up and put the word of man, you read the Bible, that's the word of man.
Okay. Holy
The
man.
Quran, right?
Holy man.
Holy man. Because the Bible is written after they were written.
When was it written?
Like 200-300 years afterwards.
What year?
I don't know what year.
The Bible was written over the course of thousands of years.
Okay. Organized the Bible.
Who did it? Okay, what does that mean?
You're wrong. He used to persecute all Christians and everybody that believes in everything, right?
That's not true.
This is ridiculous.
No, it's not.
Mixed up.
Brother, Constantine was a Catholic.
No.
Yes, he was. He started the Catholic Church, bro. He was the first. He started the Catholic Church. No, bro. What are you talking about? When did he live? When did Constantine live? When did he live? What year? I know what you're talking about. You're wrong. Constantine wasn't persecuting anybody.
Yes, he did.
Bro, what are you talking about?
Constantine said when he battled, he said he fell down in battle and he didn't see the cross. And then he decided to convert. That's what he did.
That's a lie. What are you talking about? Brother, that's a lie. That is a lie, brother. Constantine seen a cross in a battle and decided to convert to what?
Yeah, to Christian. Look it up.
Brother, he was a Catholic, brother.
So he was born a Catholic.
He converted.
Just like Jesus was born a Christian.
Jesus was not born a Christian. What are you talking about?
Jewish, right?
He was a Jew, yes. There was no such thing as
Exactly.
Christianity before Christ.
Exactly.
So how was he born a Christian?
Exactly. So how's Constantine born a Catholic?
I didn't say he was born a Catholic. That's what you said.
It said he converted. No, I said he converted to Catholicism. Bro,
He converted to something he created? That doesn't make sense.
Look, this is what they did in Rome. Rome is about rules and standards, right? So what he did was he said, this is like...
Rome was about rules and standards?
That's why you have democracy. That's why
they did create democracy, I agree.
That's why they have the foreign battle. That's where most of our laws and rules is dictated from.
No, that's not true. Our laws and rules dictated from the Bible. Yes, it is. How you think they got the... Brother.
Of church and state.
Brother. Yes, it is. Where do you get taxes from? Where do you get taxes from?
Where are their ties? But where's democracy in the Bible? Where was democracy in the Bible?
We had our own laws.
Where was democracy in the Bible?
I didn't say it was in the Bible. What are you talking about?
We're based off a democratic system, right?
Brother,
right?
The people that took over America, who were they?
What?
The people that took over America, the white Puritans, who were they?
Right.
Who were they though? Where'd they come from? Where they came from Rome. The Italians.
George Washington is not Roman.
I didn't say he was.
Yeah, bro, Moorish was here.
He didn't. Brother, he didn't start America. What are you talking about?
Christopher Columbus, you don't say that?
No, he was a Spaniard. What are you talking about?
Hey, people were already here.
Of course they were.
Right. So
of course they were, and they took over.
People that were criminals in England, all over
Of course they were criminals.
All over Europe, they were brought here.
That's not the point. That's not the point I'm making. Brother, we're talking about Christianity and Catholicism.
Rome did not create America.
Brother,
that's why you have New England.
Why is Washington D.C. have Roman monuments then?
What we all do.
Where?
That's based off Masons. That's based off Masonic law.
Brother, the Masons did not exist before the 1700s. What are you talking about?
You sound stupid.
Who was the first Mason? Who was the first Mason?
Look, I don't remember names.
Oh.
Bro, I remember the story. I know the tip, bro. I am a Mason. But
Oh, you are a Mason. That's why I don't believe in the Bible. It all makes sense.
bro, I don't believe in the Bible.
I know though. You're a Mason.
So how you talking about?
You're a
white
Freemason,
people?
right?
No,
You're a Freemason.
How you talking
Are
about?
you
How? Yes, sir.
Where
How?
are you traveling? Where are you traveling? Where are you traveling?
To the top.
That's a lie. He's not a Mason. He's not a Mason. He's not a Mason.
How do you say the white man is the devil? Would you believe the white man's word in the Bible?
How's it a white man's word?
That is the white man's word.
Was Constantine white?
Yes.
You're a liar. He was black. What are you talking about?
Constantine was black.
Pull up the picture.
You know who was black?
You don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
You don't know what you're talking about. Who are the original Greeks?
Right.
Who are the original Greeks?
Black? Yeah.
That wasn't us. Those are Polynesians. They were dark skinned though. But
Polynesians come from us. Look, we went all around the world,
brother, no, we didn't, bro. Where? Brother,
Bro,
where?
South America, we created this. You know about the Olmecs?
Where they go?
Olmecs?
Of course I do.
South America,
Of course I do.
There's a natural current from Africa that goes straight to South America, blood. Why are pyramids?
Where? Where's that land at?
What?
What current goes to South America?
The current goes right.
Oh, the current. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Bro,
I agree.
Hondurans, you think Felicians, you think they like were just created like that? No, but they were already here.
We can get to that. We can get to that. Look at the history. This is a painting of Constantine. Is he white?
Bro, Constantine was white.
What does that mean? Were black people in Rome? Okay then. So Constantine was black. Pull up the Council of Nicaea. Pull up the picture of the Council of Nicaea.
You know, Arian?
Brother, let's see one point at a time. One point at a time. One point at a time, bro.
Look up your Roman.
Yes, he was. Constantine was a Negro. What are you talking about?
In Rome.
Yes. He was a.
In Rome.
Is this a white man? That's a bust of Constantine.
Right.
Emperor. That's Carousel. That's
Carousel. Look up.
Is that woolly hair? Is that white people hair?
Yes, it is.
What are you talking about?
White people curls?
Is that no? That's a white man right there, stringy dog hair.
Right.
What are you talking about? Septimus Severus, a black Roman. Constantine was black, bro.
Bro, we helped create Rome and everything. Well, we talk
okay then. Okay.
Why do you think Italy had the most influence? Because it was close to Africa. We gave them the game.
That's not true. The Moors did build them castles out there. I agree with that. But you said something about the Olmecs earlier. Yeah, this is Constantine right here.
That's a Polynesian.
Hold on. How you go back? Where?
A Polynesian. How's a Polynesian gonna be in Italy?
That was the original land.
What?
The Polynesians were originally the original Greeks. That's why I mentioned earlier. Right.
Everything stems from Africa.
This is Constantine.
What about Aborigines? What was that?
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, they're black, right?
They're dark skinned, yes.
They're the Pacific Rim, bro.
Sure, yeah. What have to do with anything? They're not our people.
Bro,
we're not the same people. We're not the same people. Ask a Polynesian if they're your people right now.
Bro, they is my people. Nigga, look at the first
Go ask them.
Bro, they came from Africa.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Is that what you learned in masonry?
Huh?
Is that what you learned in masonry?
Bro, that's what I learned for myself. That's what I take the content.
Brother, Polynesians are the same as us?
Yes.
Ask them.
Bro, why are you asking them? Nigga, ask history. Ask the law. How do they have this color? How do they have?
Because the original man was dark skinned. What are you talking about?
How?
Everybody was dark skinned until the mutants came.
So how they're not you?
They're not our people.
How?
They're not you. What are you talking about? We're not the same people.
But you said they came from Rome.
They're the original Greeks.
They're the original Greeks.
Yes, the original Europeans were Polynesians.
The people that came
we're not the
from
same
the
people.
other side of the earth.
Whatever side of the earth.
Well, that's the Pacific Ocean. So
they got moved out of that land when white people took over.
How?
When white people took over,
all the way to Hawaii.
Brother, are they in Europe right now?
What?
Are the Polynesians in Europe right now?
No.
Why?
They're on that island.
Why?
What?
But why though? No, why? That's my question. Why are they moved to the islands if their original land is in Greece?
That's not their original land.
Prove it. Give the history on the. You know what I want? The Minoans. Give me the Minoans. Let's get the history since this guy likes history.
Right.
You don't know enough. That's what I'm telling you. You're spewing rhetoric. Some of it's true, some of it's not. I'm gonna let you know this. The Polynesians are not our people.
Right. Okay, you said everybody comes from Africa.
I didn't say that either. I didn't say that.
So. Okay.
I didn't say that.
Where do people come from?
What are you talking about?
So look,
What people?
He said, okay, everybody didn't come from Africa, so where did other people come from?
Where they come from?
I'm asking you. You said
Everybody had their own lands at one original time.
So
everybody didn't come in Africa.
Okay,
people lived in Europe.
Right.
The Japhites lived. The Polynesians lived.
The Ivory Queen.
Who?
The Ivory Queen.
From where?
Black woman ruled England. The Ivory Queen.
We ruled England. Yes. That's how you know Constantine was a black man. He was in Rome. What are you talking about? Look here. Black Minoans. Look at this. Brother, look at this information. Don't get frustrated. We're having a dialogue. These are the Minoans, the ancient Greeks. These are Polynesian people. They were in Europe. Go to Wikipedia and look it up. Because it's going to get a history on the original Greeks. We're not the same people. So all black people are African? Is that what you're saying?
All black people came from Africa, yes.
No, are they African?
We are all
Are Polynesians African?
Yes.
Where they come from?
African descent.
Where they come from in Africa?
What? The world was all created.
No, that's not what I asked you. That's not what I asked you.
What do you mean where they come from Africa?
Where they come from in
Where do you
Africa?
come from in Africa?
Israel. I'm from Israel.
Israel.
Of course. I'm an Israelite.
Israel.
I'm an Israelite. Yep.
So you descended from Israel.
Of course. I'm a descendant from the Israelites. Yep. Not them fake white Jews over there.
So where's your proof?
In the Bible. In history. In history.
In the Bible.
Of course.
So time didn't go on before the Bible?
Of course. What are you talking about?
Time didn't go on before the Bible.
But our history is in the Bible.
So your whole
How is the Earth? How is the Earth?
Millions of years old.
What? Prove it. No, of course not.
Bro, carbon dating. Bro, how long?
Carbon dating. Wow. How does carbon dating work? Can you elaborate?
Yes. So look, based on like how shit fluctuates, like they'll go down in the earth and then see the different.
No, that's not carbon dating. That's not carbon dating. You're talking about the layers of sand and all that stuff, right? And dirt. That's not carbon dating, bro. What are you talking about?
All right.
What are you talking about?
I might not know the whole science on it.
I know you don't.
Okay.
You're doing rhetoric. I just told you that.
Yeah. But look,
There's something called endocrinology. You know what that is? What's endocrinology?
endocrine, that's the skin, right?
No, it's trees.
Okay.
You cut down a tree, see how many rings are in the tree. That's how you find out how old that tree is.
So 2,000 years, that's all we've been.
No, did I say that?
How long have we been there?
Bro, the Earth is almost 12,000 years old. That's it. That's all. It's not millions of years old. You can't prove it's millions of years old.
How people is 12,000?
Bro, the oldest tree on Earth right now is about 5,000 years
How do you know
old.
that's the oldest tree?
Because it's history. You can look it up.
How?
Look it
How do
up.
you know that? So no
Prove the Earth is millions of years
The
old.
tree before that couldn't come and die.
Brother,
they couldn't have died off.
the oldest tree that they found on Earth right now is 5,000 years
The
old.
world was flooded, right?
Of
It's in the
course.
Bible.
Yes.
So they had trees before that.
Exactly.
But they got flooded. They're dead,
Exactly.
right?
And the first tree that grew up for that is on the
After
Earth right
that-
now.
after that,
5,000.
right? So prior to that, there was something there, right?
What was there?
What? There's trees, there's life.
Where?
Prior to
What
that,
happened?
right?
What happened to them?
Correct?
Would that mess up carbon dating?
Huh?
Would a flood? Brother, a flood would murder carbon dating. You can't get carbon dating without knowing how much carbon was on the Earth at the time.
That's right.
What are you talking about?
Below that. If you have the mountain
That's
back
not
there,
carbon dating, brother. You just admitted to
Okay,
that.
that's
You just
fine.
admitted to that,
That's fine.
brother.
Hey, I might know the whole science. I might not know the whole science
Brother,
of carbon dating.
carbon dating is knowing how much carbon was within the Earth at the
okay.
time of the millions of years old.
Okay.
It's
So
impossible.
when was the Bible written?
Over the course of thousands of years.
Thousands of years.
Thousands of years.
So when?
At the earliest, I would say 4,000 years ago, maybe.
Okay, so the Bible's based off Jesus, right?
Not necessarily. That's the main character,
He's the
yes.
main character. Why
Yeah.
did Jesus
Me and
have
him was
to
looking
give
at
the
each other.
What are you talking about?
Where's Jesus chapter?
What's your question, brother? I need a particular
Where's
question.
the chapter of Jesus?
The whole gospel. And there's prophecies about Jesus.
No. Okay, so was the Bible written when Jesus was walking doing everything? Was the Bible written right there? They were taking everything down.
They
right?
wrote down what happened when he was alive, yes.
Right. They wrote it down when he was alive.
Yep, about Jesus, yep.
They wrote it down. So okay, so
That's only a small portion of the Bible.
Okay.
Not the Old Testament. That's when he walked the earth.
Okay, look. So you're saying, okay, the Quran precedes the Bible?
No, it doesn't. What are you talking
Does it
about?
speak of Jesus in the Bible?
Brother,
And in the Quran?
the Quran was written 600 years after Jesus died. What are you talking about?
Okay, how long after Jesus died was the Bible written?
The Bible was written way before then. What are you talking about?
Right.
The Bible is called a Bible because that's just a common term. But the Bible is really a compilation of collective records. Can I speak without you cutting me off? Can I speak without you cutting me off?
Sent out everybody to bring in their books and stories of Jesus.
That's a lie.
Look it up.
That's a lie. You look it up. Where your phone at?
Look, I just lost my phone.
All right, well, hey, you're lying, but
I know, I
that's
swear to
crazy
God. I
talk.
swear to God.
Constantine just made up the Bible as he was alive.
Yes.
That's
Look it up.
you're a liar.
Bro,
You're a
look it
liar.
up.
Why is there Hebrew artifacts in America?
What?
Why are there Hebrew artifacts in America?
Moors? Everything's been created.
Moors? What's a Moor?
What?
What's a Moor?
Moroccans, the original black.
Moroccans? What are you talking about?
What's a Moor then?
Brother, a Moor is just a term for black. What are you talking about?
Yes, Moorish.
The original blacks? Who are the original
Where
blacks?
they come from?
Who are the original blacks?
Moors came from Morocco, right?
That's not true. What are you talking about? A Moor was a term that the white people made for people that were dark skinned. What are you talking about?
Spain. Look, they called them
They
Moors.
weren't only in Spain, but that's where they were
know,
prominent.
that's where they got the name from, right?
That's where they were. So I thought they were from Morocco.
That is Morocco.
Morocco's below Spain, but that's not
their
Morocco.
close name.
That's
So
not
that's where they got
Morocco.
the name.
Morocco's where Arabs are. Are Moors Arabs?
What?
Are Moors Arabs?
There are some Arabs that are Moors.
So here's the thing. Everybody, you're cut. So the Moor just means whoever's dark skinned.
No, it doesn't.
There were some Moors that were Christian. There were some Moors that were Muslim. Do you agree?
Huh?
Do you agree with that? So there were Moors that were Christian, right? When did they live?
Huh?
When did they live? No. When were the Moors? When were the Moors first on the scene?
Well, how can you say when somebody was first on?
No. When did people start calling people Moors?
What? I don't know.
What are you talking about?
What?
Are Africans Moors? Are all Africans? Are you a Moor?
I'm on Moorish descent.
Lord in Christ. Lord in Christ. You're all over the place. What would you about to get? Nicene Council. That's not what I want.
Right.
Oh yeah. Cut him on that. Go ahead.
The Council of Nicaea was the first council in the history of Christian church that was intended to address the entire body of believers.
Body of believers, read, not the book. It has nothing to do with the books.
Who created the Bible?
Brother, the Bible's written over thousands of years, brother. Brother, do you know anything about artifacts?
Yes. Do you know Arian?
What's,
you know
what's,
Arian
what's
is?
the? I'm asking you a question,
You know
brother.
who Arian is?
Stop changing the subject.
You know who Arian is?
I'm asking you a question. You asked me earlier. We can address that.
Okay. Yes.
Do you know about artifacts, right?
Yes.
What's the oldest Hebrew artifact?
Dead Sea Scrolls?
No, absolutely not. Brother, it's 1000 BC. 1000
1000 BC. So
BC.
they created time. So look, okay, before time. So
What are you
wait, I'm
talking
asking you
about?
this. I'm asking you this, okay? So when people erected and start to record things, that was the beginning of time.
No,
That wasn't the beginning of time.
that's your interpretation.
So before
What's the
that,
beginning of
prior
time?
to that-
Hold on. So wait a minute. He just cut himself.
No,
So wait.
Let me talk.
Go ahead.
No.
I'm gonna cut you,
Let
brother.
me talk. Let me talk.
Go
then.
ahead, do your
Cut me
thing.
after. Cut me after.
Do your thing.
So you're saying when people were first came about, they just automatically start recording time?
I didn't say that. That's what
You
you're
just
saying.
did.
When did I say that? When? Stop. Why are you saying that
He said
stuff?
the world's 12,000 years old,
Yes,
right?
almost 12,000.
Right. He said based on artifacts,
No, based on endochronology.
endochronology.
Because it took almost 7,000 years for
based off
Earth
a
to be
tree.
created.
Based off a tree.
Yes.
That somebody said this is the oldest tree ever.
Yep.
So they went over all around the whole world to look at every single tree.
Yep.
And they said this is the only tree.
Absolutely. The oldest tree.
The oldest tree.
Yes. Because it took 7,000 years for the Earth to be created. Yes.
So what about the first person that was cutting trees down to move land out?
Who did that? Who did that? When did that happen?
Well, it had to happen.
Okay, well, you're just stating stuff and don't prove it.
Well, that is proof. When
When did it happen?
That's common
What happened
knowledge.
after the flood? What happened after the flood? You believe in the flood?
Yeah.
Where'd that come from?
Well, if you want to go by the Bible, you want to go by the brother.
No, no matter what you're saying. Whatever you believe in, I'm going up what you believe in. Because we believe in the Bible. Where do you get the flood from? He's confounded. You don't know what you're talking about.
Right, just like now. Look, okay, from the world, the tilt of the world, the polar
ice caps?
polar ice caps, earth changing, like
Earth changing
where
how?
where the moon sets, or distance, like how we wrote. How we wrote.
I know what you're talking.
Well, that's how shit happens. Okay, like
No,
okay,
it's not.
Okay, what about you know about the
Who's
Dogon?
on?
You know about the Dogon?
Yeah, the Dogon in Africa, right? Yeah.
Right.
I know about them, yeah. The Israelites.
So they preceded the Bible, correct?
No,
They preceded the Bible.
absolutely not. How? They're a tribe in Africa, right?
Right.
How long have they
believe in
been?
the Bible?
They were Israelites. They were Israelites. Who are they? Who are they?
Well, they came from over by Mali. I think it is Mali.
It's in Central Africa. Yeah, I know.
Mali, right?
It's a tribe in Africa. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so look, they had tools that they used to see the stars.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And how would they get that knowledge?
From God.
From God.
Yes. They were Israelites.
Why is that not in the Bible?
What are you talking? Give me First Chronicles. Let's cut this guy real quick. It is in the Bible.
They said, look at Sirius.
It is in the Bible. Sirius is a made up word. What are you talking about?
Yeah, okay, so
It's made up. Why would that say something about that in the Bible? That's something that the white man made up. That's what Masonry got you. White man's knowledge and science.
I don't believe in no man. But
yes, you do. Where'd you get carbonated? No, where'd you get carbonated from? Who made that up? Who made up carbonated? Who made up that science? Who made up that science? Who made it up?
What do you mean?
Who made it up? Who started that carbonated? Who did it? Do black people do it?
Probably.
Where?
What?
Where? Who carbonates as a black man? What scientist can you go test a black man? Of course you know, because white people do it.
What?
They run the earth for a reason. They give out information and statistics because they run the earth. They don't. They don't. Who runs the earth?
What? You run yourself.
You run yourself? You poison yourself with that cigarette, right?
I don't give a fuck.
I know.
You poison yourself with dumbass knowledge.
Right.
That's not real.
Right. But the flood's real, right? The flood's real. Where's it come from? Where'd you get that from? Exactly. He don't know what he's talking about.
Okay.
I'm gonna read the Bible real quick just to catch you on that stargazing and series garbage. People that can tell the signs and the stars and the moon and sun is in the Bible. Read that.
This First Chronicles 12 and 32. And of the children of Issachar,
Issachar, right? So-called Mexicans, read.
which were men that had understanding of the times, to know what Israel ought to do. The head of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their command.
Give me Genesis, see what the times are. Yeah. Let's read what the times are in Genesis. Read. We're going to answer that. No. What are you talking about? That's Christianity. That ideology is from Christianity. Read.
That's the Bible.
Can I ask you a first question? Read. Brother, I'm going to answer that. Read.
Genesis 1 and 14. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven.
The lights in the firmament of heaven, the sun, the moon, the stars. Read.
To divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons, and for days and years.
That's how you tell time. The sundial. The moon changes every day, right? The Big Dipper, the Little Dipper, Orion's belt. You know, every season the stars change, right? They change position. You familiar with that?
So the Greek too, right?
Brother.
So why did the Greeks use Jesus?
What are you talking about? They didn't use anything.
What about like Moorish and
The Greek guys and all that stuff? They didn't use Jesus. Jesus wasn't alive at that time. What are you talking about? How do you use it?
So they came from God.
Prove
God
it.
gave them the word.
Prove Jesus preceded that his time frame, the first century. Prove Jesus was alive during the Greek period.
There were people alive before Jesus, correct?
Of course.
Right.
Yes.
There were people alive before Jesus.
Yes.
The world was here before the flood.
Yes.
The world was here before Adam and Eve.
Yes.
So how did 12,000 years on?
Because, brother,
How?
there's no way else to tell time outside of that.
So how do you say the
Brother,
world? Okay, so how do you say
here's the thing.
world became? Did God
Brother,
say,
give me 2nd Ezra 11. Give me 2nd Ezra 11. Brother, one thing at a time. Because we jump topics.
Were dinosaurs around when Jesus?
Dinosaurs aren't. There was no such thing as dinosaurs.
Are you fucking serious? There's no
Prove
thing
it.
as a dinosaur?
Prove it.
Where are the bones?
Prove it. Prove it. Prove dinosaurs existed. Prove
What
it.
is that?
Prove dinosaurs existed.
Well, they got fucking bones and shit of the shit.
What does that
They got
mean?
drawings from ancient people on walls of the shit.
Where?
Well, in South America, they got a picture of a triceratops on the fucking wall.
Is that it? Is that it? Prove those bones are real.
They're not.
White people made that, right?
No.
Yes, they did. That's how they get people to believe in some damn Big Bang theory.
They talk about dragons and beasts in the Bible, right?
Yes.
So that's not a dinosaur?
No.
It couldn't be a dinosaur. So
No.
dinosaurs are fake.
All dinosaurs that you see on Jurassic Park, fake. Yes. Fugazi.
Okay.
Fugazi. Yes.
So
You can't prove that. An alligator is a dinosaur. A Komodo dragon is a dinosaur. Not no damn T-Rex. That's made up. That's the white man's science to prove that, or try to prove that the Earth is millions of years old. That's not true. Because it's their way of basically going against the Creator, the Heavenly Father, the spiritual deity known as God. They're trying to play God for going against the time frame of the Earth. Give me that in 2nd Ezra, man.
I'll tell you where you fucked yourself up.
14.
Look, white people made the Bible.
No, they didn't. Prove it. Prove it. Can you prove it?
Look, who wrote it?
Brother, prove white people made the Bible. Prove it. You're saying a lot in rhetoric, but you can't prove it.
Look,
Prove it.
the Romans created the Bible.
Prove it.
Prove it.
Prove it.
Where
You know about the Dead Sea Scrolls, right? You, about you mentioned it earlier, right? When was that wrote?
What? I don't know.
You don't know anything.
What?
You're making stuff up.
I'm making stuff up.
Brother,
What are you
he said white people wrote the Bible. That's a lie.
Yes, it is. What?
Brother, I mentioned I mentioned the artifacts for a reason.
Wait, can you please look up? You said the series, right?
Who?
Who constructed? But okay, look, there's many stories in books of the Bible. You have the.
Oh, you talking about who put the Bible together?
Yes.
That was in like the 1500s.
Okay. When
I said before the 1500s. It was like 400 AD. 33 AD. 40 AD maybe.
So we're talking about look. So look.
Brother, can you like stop? That's madness, bro. OG. That's crazy.
TV.
I'm sorry?
There was no TV, correct? A lot of
Who
people
didn't do
couldn't
anything?
Nobody. A lot of people couldn't even write.
Who? When?
People.
When?
Bro,
Who was the first one to write anything?
Look, listen.
No.
Bro,
I want to ask you.
I'm asking you something.
Okay.
Okay, look. You said so. Jesus was 33 AD, correct?
Approximately.
Approximately. Now, you said the Bible was put about
1,000 years ago.
1,000 years ago.
3,500 to 4,000 years ago. Yes.
Okay, look. So as this is happening, Jesus lived his life. Okay, let's just say back then Jesus was in Frisco. Let's just say this just for the sake of argument. Okay, Jesus came in, turned water into wine, was baptized, John the Baptist, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when he did that, he was over there at the port or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, half the people went down there and saw it. But there was no TV. There was no, he didn't write it down himself. There was no documentation. There
was documentation.
No, officially there is no picture of Jesus.
I mean, that's irrelevant.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. Okay, right? Now look.
There's no pictures of dinosaurs either, so you're cut.
Yes, there is.
Who took a picture of a dinosaur?
Look,
Millions of years ago.
look it up.
It's crazy.
Right, it is. But anyway, okay, let's say we all saw it, right?
Uh-huh.
So we tell the next person, hey man, this is what happened, this is what happened. So you can't even put your interpretation of the story or what he may have meant on the next person. Already,
That might be true, yeah, I agree.
Jerusalem, there's many different languages, just like in here.
What?
That's why they had the Temple
What are you
of
talking
Babel,
about?
like the
Brother.
Temple of Babel, right?
Tower of Babel.
Mm-hmm. Right? So
You believe in that, right?
Huh?
You believe in that?
To an extent.
It's in the Bible, right?
I mean, I don't believe it word for word.
But did it
like,
exist?
when they-
Did the Tower of Babel exist?
No, not right
You're a
now.
liar. Look it up.
I don't fucking know.
I know you don't know.
where it's
I'm gonna
at.
prove everything I
Where's it
say.
at?
It's called a ziggurat. Pull it up.
Okay.
You know what Alexander the Great is, right?
Yes.
The white man.
You know who is?
That's a fake deity.
Bro, you know, they say he came from Egypt. You know about
I mean,
that
that's
Jesus? You know about that? And
bro,
then they still got the church.
that's pseudo.
in
That's
Egypt.
pseudo.
In Egypt.
Alexandria, right? The temple.
No.
What's
In
the
Egypt.
church in Alexandria?
In Egypt.
It's in Alexandria.
No, it's in
Brother,
Egypt.
Alexandria is in Egypt.
Okay.
Alexandria's in Egypt. I know what you're talking about.
And it's sunken in.
No, I agree with you, but it's called Alexandria, not
Yeah.
Egypt is the country. Alexandria is in Egypt.
Okay. But that's already after Alexander.
Exactly.
Right. But Jesus precedes that, right?
No.
Jesus
Alexander came about 300 BC. Jesus didn't live until the 1st century AD. What are you talking about?
So Enoch.
Bro, you're changing the subject
No,
so
I'm
much.
asking a question.
You're changing the subject
I'm
so.
asking a question.
You're I'm trying to ask you a question
I'm
next.
asking a question.
Can I ask you a question
Go
now?
ahead.
First of all, let's get about the ziggurat. Let's prove that existed. Tower of Babel did exist. Go ahead.
The Tower of Babel, right? It's the narrative of Genesis 11, 1 through 9, right? It is an origin meant to explain why worlds speak different languages, right? According to the story, the human race in the generations following the Great Flood, speaking single language and migrating eastward, comes to the land of Shinar.
Shinar, where's Shinar? Where's Babylon? Ancient Babylon. Iraq. Exactly. It's before Africa. Read. Brother, can we finish? No, that's been debunked actually. Yeah, exactly. And the Aboriginals over there in New Zealand, Australia area. Read.
There they agree.
We can prove it. We're not just rambling, brother. Stay on the line.
There they agree to build a city and a tower tall enough to reach heaven unto God. But watch this. And modern scholars have associated the Tower of Babel with known structures.
Known structures. Known structures, so they can prove it. Read.
Notably, it's a Menaki,
It's a Benaki what?
a ziggurat.
A what?
Ziggurat.
What's a ziggurat?
And who told you that? Who gave you that
Brother,
knowledge?
this is
Is that
history.
white people?
This is history.
Is that
Of
white
course.
people?
Of
White people told
course.
you that, right?
But you can prove
But
it.
you believe that?
There's pictures. There's actually pictures
How?
of it though.
How?
Do you believe in pictures?
So there's a picture from there.
Brother, it's not that long ago.
How can you say, but there was no pictures?
Brother,
It was drawn,
the
right?
structure exists.
Right, the structure exists.
This is how this building exists. I can go over there
So
in
it says
Babylon and see a
It
structure.
says Babel.
Brother, it says,
Okay.
brother, it's the oldest ziggurat in Babylon. Read.
Watch this. It's called Menaki, a ziggurat, which is a pyramid dedicated to the Mesopotamian god Marduk in Babylon.
Exactly. It's just like a pyramid in Egypt. The same pointy pyramid. This is how they have in Central America, South America. Same thing over there in Babylon. Nothing's changed. It's a structure you can literally look up right now on the internet.
So, okay, look. So why are there pyramids all over the world?
Because people built them.
People build that.
Yes.
That's what we see in pictures too, right?
Some of them, yeah.
So if they got pictures about Jesus in the sky, they're saying like, what, they're saying like, hey, they created, the deities, the gods were fighting and stuff like that. Right?
That's folly.
Right. So how can
Like
you-
Zeus and all that, Hercules and all that garbage.
How can you say that's all bullshit and it's written down in there's pictures, but you're saying yours is all real?
Prove they existed.
So he exists.
Jesus? Give me that and Pliny the Younger.
Look, you're reading the Bible. And
Brother,
saying
I'm going to historians. I'm not going to the Bible.
historian.
Historians. I'm going to historians. We're not just rambling.
What?
Exactly. You don't know what you're talking about. Just listen. No, you don't.
You're trying to use a book to prove it.
I'm going to history. I haven't read the Bible in about 10 minutes.
Please, please. Hey, please,
I'm going to the history, brother. What do you need to look up? I'll look it up for you. What do you need to look up?
Look up the creation of the Bible or the beginning of Christianity.
Beginning Christianity. Sure.
Not based on Jesus. Just Google.
Brother, I know what you're talking about. One step at a time. Go ahead.
Pliny the Younger,
Pliny the Younger.
the Roman governor,
The Roman who?
governor
Go ahead.
of Bithynia, Pontus, which now in modern Turkey, wrote a letter to the Emperor Trajan around 112 AD
112 AD, after Jesus died, read.
and asked counsel on dealing with the early Christian community.
Wait a minute. You just said Constantine created Christianity, but these people lived after Constantine, so the Christianity hasn't spread at this time. But Pliny the Younger asked about Jesus because he heard about him through Jews that were around that time.
Stories that are told from person to person.
Brother, why would he ask about a mythological person? Exactly, confounded. Read.
Neither Pliny nor Trajan mentions that the crime that the Christians committed, because what happened was that that it was an issue, man. He wanted to ask counsel from the emperor. No,
No, brother. No.
no, he wanted to ask counsel because there was a problem with the early Christian community. Watch this. Neither Pliny nor Trajan mentions a crime that the Christians have committed, except for being a Christian. And other historical sources do not provide a simpler answer to what the crime could be. But most likely due to the stubborn refusal of the Christians to worship Roman gods.
Exactly. Roman gods are not real gods. Those are mythological people. No. None of those guys are gods at all. There's white people, some white people made up. This is history. This is history.
I'm doing it based on history. Look, we said Jesus is 33, 120, or what, 100 years later.
No, we're going 70 years later. No, what? Later? What are you talking about?
You said,
I didn't say it was written later. I said somebody was inquiring about his life years later because it was such a popular topic.
okay. So, just like we can go back, and this is way earlier when the stuff is written down and they got pictures of like words kind of travel, and there still is lies and words. So,
Sure.
how
Mainly
did the
your
story-
words, but whatever.
Okay, look, so the story got past 125
No,
or
the
100
story didn't
years,
get
70
past
years, 70 years,
anybody.
excuse me, 70 years, and now even the lifespan back then was like you made it in 30, 40 years old, right? Correct?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so
50, 60, 70, maybe 80 years old. Yep.
so you have probably like maybe 3 generations of people that were already like ruled by people, like they said, they're persecuted, or whatever.
It's
right?
only one generation actually.
Back then, they didn't live that long.
Brother, people live to be 70, 80, 90 years old still. The lifespan was shorter from the ancient times, thousands of years ago, but give me that in Psalms. Psalms 90. Yeah, let's get Tacitus on who Christ is. Read.
This is the Roman historian Tacitus. He's a Roman historian and senator. Tacitus referred to Christ.
Referred to Christ. Why is he talking about a mythological person that was made up? He's not. He's talking about the actual person. Read.
His execution.
His what?
Execution.
Who gets executed as mythological? Who gets executed as mythological?
Right.
How does that work? So people execute people that don't exist? Doesn't make no damn sense. Keep reading.
Right.
His execution by Pontius Pilate. What? By his execution by Pontius Pilate.
So a mythological person that executed according to this guy. But this is a historian. Read.
And it,
You don't believe in history. We gotta believe your history though, right? History you can't prove. Go ahead.
and the existence.
No, I'm not. I touch on everything today. I touch on everything. No, you're asking questions about the book. We can talk about anything. We can talk about anything. We can talk about anything. We're talking about fake dinosaurs you believe in. We can talk about that mythological Peru and all that garbage. Who cares if it's taught about? Prove dinosaurs exist. Prove dinosaurs exist. Prove the Earth is millions of years old. Who can? People make up bones all the time. There's a book that proves dinosaurs don't exist. Right. By white people themselves. No. What millions of books? Look it up.
Okay.
Prove it. Go back to that real quick. Go back to that real quick. What's you gonna say?
Look, bro, look, the museums, they'll even tell you, bro, so some of the bones in the museums will tell you some of the bones are fucking plaster, bro.
Right.
They're plaster. They'll tell you this.
You think millions of years old bones would still be intact?
Yes.
Of course not.
It was
Bones
proof.
disintegrate.
Exactly. It was proof of that. It was proof that bones disintegrate. In Rome, in the ancient catacombs, the Romans used to the Romans used to what's it called? Be bothered by the smell of rotten bones from the catacombs, bro. So if those bones rot, what do you think? The dinosaurs' bones rot. Because it's not old enough to disintegrate, and they restore them every so often, bro.
Okay, we have bones that receive that too, right?
From where? Brother, the Egyptians had a particular practice that preserved bodies though. Everybody didn't have that practice. Dinosaurs didn't have a preservation. There's no way bones that existed millions of years ago would still be intact right now. It's impossible. Billions of years, it's impossible, bro. If somebody dies 50 years ago, if I go to their gravesite, look at their bones, it's gonna be disintegrated.
The tree could be here.
Of course.
But the tree
It has roots. Brother, it has roots.
For the whole time of the world,
Brother.
the tree's gonna be there.
Yes.
But a bone won't, but a tree will.
Yes.
A bone won't.
A bone isn't something that
But a tree
disintegrates.
won't.
A bone disintegrates. A tree is actually getting nourished from the earth.
Right.
What are you
All the
talking?
time.
Brother,
They said this is the only
as long as the tree's roots exist, the tree's gonna exist. What are you talking about? I know he won. Read.
The Roman historian, Senator Tacitus, referred to Christ in his execution by Pontius Pilate in the existence of the early Christians in Rome.
Is that it? Why is he talking about a mythological person?
Romans killed Catholics, right?
They were the first Catholics.
You know why? Okay.
Yeah.
And that's why they have the Rome, the Pope, and everything. But what's the goal?
There was hundreds of popes. I mean,
Right?
hold on, what was
They
that?
taxed them, right?
Hold on, what did you say before that?
Okay, look. So where's the Pope?
In Rome.
Rome,
Yeah.
right? Gold rooftop. Taxation, your tithes, that's part of your tax.
No, they stole that gold.
Yeah. But
They stole that
God.
from Africa, right?
What?
You know about?
They taxed everybody. That's
Well,
what-
no,
you
they
tax
they
it.
stole that gold. I'm talking about gold.
Yes, I know about gold.
They stole that gold, right? They stole it from Mali and what's the brother's name? The richest man on earth, the African. Well, he's Israelite, but he's in Mali. Mansa Musa, right? Richest man on earth. They stole that gold from him, and the Central Americans, Puerto Ricans, all that stuff. They stole all that gold and gave it to the Queen of England. So go ahead, finish your point.
Okay, anyway. So look, if they took that, they took the money, they gave people a reason to pay their tithes. It's not just paying me, you're paying God, right?
That's not true.
All the money went to the
The
church,
Romans
right?
didn't do that for God. What are you talking about?
So what?
They did it to sustain the society.
Right.
You think the Americans are doing taxes?
The government collected the tithe, right?
They didn't collect any tithes.
Yes, they did.
Brother, what are you talking about?
The Pope ruled. It's like government and Pope. It was the same. So if you go against the Church of God, that's like when you had like confession. If you confess,
That's a Catholicism. That's a Catholicism. I know what you're talking about. But that's not tithing.
Based off
In the church they tithe, but taxes are not tithes. Taxes aren't tithes though.
You're supposed to get 10% of your money, right?
That's tithing, yes.
How much you pay on taxes?
I don't know.
9%.
No. If my tax bracket is higher than 10%, what are you talking about? If I make $2 million, they're taxing me 50% off
We're
top.
talking about 10% of everything you buy, 9% taxes, 10%. Everything's 10%, right? That's what it's based on.
Listen. That's not voluntary.
What's not voluntary?
Taxes. Taxes aren't voluntary. Tithes are voluntary. Yes, they are. Tithes are voluntary. So if I walk into the church with no money, what are they going to take from me? What do I have to give?
Not now, back then.
Either way,
No,
period.
back then. That was church.
Brother, there's a person that gave 2 pennies in the Bible. You think they were scoffing at her? Like, oh, I know she's poor. What can she give? She gave her last 2 pennies.
Right, all praises.
He didn't want to take no money. Jesus never said.
Of course not. He's not a Levite.
Jesus never said.
He didn't work in the temple.
Jesus never said, build a church of me. When three people
Of course
gather and
not.
talk and speak of Him, right? The Holy Spirit is there, right?
Sure, yeah, exactly.
Right? So, but there was no church. There was no
There is
Bible.
a church. Give me that next.
If Jesus was gonna put the Bible out, why didn't he just write down the Bible and give it?
Why would he do that? What are you
Why
talking
would he
about?
do that?
What are you talking about?
If-
Give me Luke 4. Give me Luke 4 and 18 as well. This guy is all over the place.
Bro, if you're the son of God, you ain't gonna write down your word.
Brother, that wasn't his purpose. That wasn't his purpose. Brother, you're spewing Christianity to me. That's the problem. We just read it. Brother, we just read the historians.
Right.
What are you talking about? Where are any of the Pharaoh's bodies at? Where are they? Where? All of them?
No,
Why not?
What?
Why not?
I'm saying, where's the picture of Jesus?
Brother, what are you talking
Where's
about?
the picture of Jesus?
We've been through this before. Who took a picture of Jesus? We didn't operate like that.
Who drew a picture of Jesus?
Who did? Nobody. Why would they do that?
Where, how do you know Paul existed besides the Bible?
History.
You have his house?
History. You believe in history, right? You believe in history? You believe in history.
What? I don't believe this person said this person said this.
All right, then I don't believe in dinosaurs then. Or exactly. So you don't believe what we're
There's more
saying.
chronological things that's written down and shown than there's a bad.
Right. But we proved everything we said
Is
today.
Jesus black?
Of
Jesus
course.
black, right?
Absolutely.
Jesus is black.
Absolutely. That's why they painted that devil.
So why they make him white? Right?
Because a white man's a devil, the Bible speaks
Who
of.
made
Hey!
him
He's a
white?
liar.
Who made him white?
White people.
White people, right?
Of course.
And who wrote that?
Who wrote what? Who drew that, you mean?
King James and stuff, right? King
No,
James?
absolutely not.
Okay, so the Old Testament, New Testament, right?
What are you talking about?
The Bible. The Old Testament.
I mean, that's considered it, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So who wrote it?
Multiple people. Yes.
You don't even
I already told you before. Over the course of thousands of years. Different people. Different
How can you believe that is that?
prophecy.
To me, look.
Prophecy.
One thing I'm saying, look, God,
He is in me.
regardless of
He is in me.
just like you don't believe everything I said.
You can't prove anything you said. That's the point.
You can't prove you said.
I have proven it. We've gone through the history.
No, but that's not history. That's just like there's
How is it not
There's
history?
history that supports me. There's
Where?
history that supports you.
Pull up the history that supports the earth being millions of years old.
Pull up something that says it's 12,000 years old.
I have.
Where?
Endochronology.
What? They got sciences that says it's million years old.
Prove it.
Right, it's in there. Look it up.
When where?
Look it up. Right in there.
Prove it.
Just like you looked it up in the book.
So
Right there
you believe in the
book.
Big Bang Theory, right?
Look, I don't know.
This guy's a retard.
I don't know.
You can't prove the earth is billions of years old. That's impossible.
I'm not going to say anything.
He tried it.
We'll deal with you next, devil.
I'm going to take stuff from what I get and what I see.
From the white man, right?
What?
From the white man, right?
No, I learned by myself.
You believe in the Big Bang?
No, I don't know how the world was created. But I don't know. But I know we got
He believes in the Big Bang.
I know there's
theory,
that said
but
there,
it's the most
there,
probable
I know, I know.
people came
It's a
from
theory.
the heavens, which is in the Bible.
It's a theory that
as well.
man made up, right?
Like in Enoch's travels. They
Well,
talk about
gravity-
people-
Enoch's travels?
Enoch.
What are you talking about?
Enoch is in the Bible. He said he was taken up by a ship.
True,
and
yeah.
shot up into the heavens.
Yep.
It was given knowledge.
That's not what it says in the
Science
Bible.
world.
That's not what it says in the Bible.
It's in the Bible.
No, it's not.
Enoch's not in there?
That story that you just mentioned, him going up in the earth, in the heavens, yes. But him getting knowledge, that's not written in the Bible.
Yes, it is. Stop.
Brother, that's not written in the Bible, bro.
Okay,
Sorry.
stop. He said the message comes from God. God, right?
Of course.
People said, hey, God.
No, God had him write down things.
They had them write down things.
Yes.
So why didn't Paul write it down?
Paul did write things down. What are you talking about?
No, he didn't write that. He was already dead after this was already gone. There was no, Paul did not have this story and everything that happened.
What are you talking about? Prove it.
Bro, you proved it.
You mentioned it. You mentioned
The
it.
Bible wasn't written. You already said that. It wasn't written yet. How did you 7 years later and you say Paul wrote this?
Brother, nobody mentioned Paul. Nobody mentioned Paul.
Paul, Peter, brother, your book.
No.
Those are the chapters of the book,
brother,
right?
brother. You're convoluting. Can you step up the sign?
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
We're talking about proving Christ existed. That's what we brought up. A historian that lived about 70 years after Christ proved Christ existed. You didn't say nothing about Paul.
Bro,
You didn't say nothing about Paul until just now. What are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about the book. You're saying that they wrote it down. God told
Brother,
people to write it down.
I said it multiple times already.
You said God
The
told
Bible
people
is
to
written
write
over
it
the
down.
course of thousands of years by different people throughout the annals of time.
So you said 33 AD, Jesus existed.
Yes, around that
Prior to
time.
that, they have Genesis, the books for Abraham. Everything
Yes.
Before that, prior
Yes.
to.
The history of the Israelites, yes.
So how before Jesus, how far was Abraham?
Shoot, about 2,000 maybe? 2,500?
2,000 years.
2,000 maybe? 2,500?
So
2,500 maybe?
Before that, how far was Genesis?
From Abraham?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me 2 Ezra 14. Let's see. I would say from Abraham to Genesis, I would say about maybe 1,500 years.
Yeah.
Okay, you got King David.
Time.
King David.
Favored among God.
Yep. He lived about 1,000 BC.
Right.
1,000 BC. Huh?
40.
Of course. Yeah, but way before Jesus. Yeah, of course.
Before. Now, okay, some of those written, that's the Old Testament.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then New Testament, right?
The Apocrypha in the New Testament, quote unquote.
So do you believe in the New Testament?
Absolutely. We're talking about Jesus, right? Yeah.
Okay. So Jesus is born
Uh-huh.
and he lives. Why did? Okay, so he's born. We talking he's born in Bethlehem. Then 33 years later, nothing is mentioned. All right.
What are you talking about? Nothing's mentioned.
Jesus' life picks up at 33, right?
No. What are you talking about? Give me that
We're
Matthew.
talking about Jesus as a child.
Yes. Give me Matthew, the 2nd chapter.
Where?
We're going to read it, brother. You don't believe in the Bible. That's why you're confused.
Where?
Matter of fact, give me the 1st chapter. Let's act like we're talking to a Christian. 1:21. Yeah, we're going to get that too. Agree?
It's Matthew 1:21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins.
Go to chapter 2 and yeah, start at 6.
This is Matthew 2:6. And thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art not the least among the princes of Judah. For out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel.
Talking about Jesus. Go
I'm
ahead.
talking about
We're gonna keep reading.
Then Herod, when he had privily called the wise men, inquired of them diligently what time the star appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem and said, Go and search diligently for the young child.
Who's he searching for?
Well, that's when he's born.
I know.
That's what I said. I said it says when he's born, and then it goes when he's 33.
No.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, that's on one.
That's what I said, right?
Yeah, I went about the temple. Let's get that. Hey man, don't run. Start at 40. Matter of fact, start at the top. Because it's gonna say when he's born, and it's gonna go, jump down to 40. Yeah.
This is Luke chapter 2 verse 1. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed.
Is this tithes? Are these tithes? No, they're not tithes. The Romans didn't practice tithes. The Romans didn't practice tithes. That's the point. No, it's not your whole point. Go ahead.
And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria, and all went to be taxed.
Rhetoric. It's pure rhetoric, brother. And you're running again. Go ahead.
Everyone in his own city.
Keep going.
And Joseph also went up from.
He needs a friend over there to agree with his madness. He don't want to listen. He don't want to stand in front of the prophets no more. He's like a punching bag, right?
And Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth, into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem.
Bethlehem, read.
Because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary his espoused wife, being great with child.
Being great with child, talking about Jesus being born, read.
Before him being born.
And so it was.
Can you be patient? Can you be patient? Go ahead.
There's nothing in there.
And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. Verse 8. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were so afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord.
Christ the Lord, Jesus Christ. Jump to 40.
Verse 40. And the child grew.
And the child grew, read.
And waxed.
You can't do nothing as a child. What are you going to write about as a kid? Playing with corn and whatnot? It's stupid. Go ahead.
And waxed.
Don't do anything. Don't worry about that, right? I'm on 35.
And waxed strong in spirit, filled with wisdom, and the grace of God was upon him. Now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover. And when he was 12 years old,
What?
and when he was 12 years old,
They wrote about him at 12 years old, read.
they went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the feast.
Read.
And when they had fulfilled the days, as they returned, the child Jesus,
Talk about Jesus at 12, read.
tarried behind in Jerusalem.
What else did he do?
And Joseph and his mother knew not of it.
He
He
stayed.
didn't know he was the son of God.
No, that's not what it's talking about. They left the city and he stayed in the city. That's what it's talking about. Go ahead.
But they supposing him to have been in the company, went a day's journey, and they sought him among their kinfolk.
Because they were traveling like a big caravan. Hundreds of people. Christ was in another city. They left because they thought he was among the people. Exactly. But the point is, they wrote about him at 12 years old. Go ahead.
And acquaintance. And when they found him not, they turned back again to Jerusalem seeking him. And it came to pass that after 3 days they found him in the temple,
They found Jesus in the temple at 12 years old, read.
sitting in the midst of the doctors, both hearing them and asking them questions.
Yeah, he was talking about the laws of God. Asking about the laws of God. Go ahead.
And all that heard him,
What are the doctors? Who are doctors? Doctors of the law. That's what it's referring to. You don't know the Bible. That's the point. Go ahead.
and all that heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers. And when they saw him, they were amazed. And his mother said unto him, Son, why hast thou thus dealt with us? Behold, thy father and I sought thee sorrowing.
Keep going.
And he said unto them, How is it that ye sought me? Was ye not that I must be about my father's business?
That's what we're about up here. We're about our Father's business, the spiritual Father, the creator of heaven and earth. Not no Big Bang Theory talks about thousands of years, or millions of years on earth. That's madness. What about it? That's not in the Ten Commandments, but it's in the Bible, yeah.
Thou shalt not worship
Other gods.
other gods before me.
Yep.
Thou shalt not worship idols.
Yep.
Right? Is Jesus Christ like is the idol or the false idol?
We don't worship that.
And aren't you supposed to believe in God?
Of course. We do believe in God. We don't worship Jesus. We don't worship any cross. You see a cross up here?
But your book is based on what?
Book is based off the history of the Israelites. Everything you're talking about is Christianity. We don't believe in Christianity.
That's right.
That's the point. You're confused. You're confusing Israelites with Christians. We're not Christians. We're not in the building asking people's money. We're actually telling people up front and center they need to repent as a black, Hispanic, Native American and Israelite of God.
Right.
You're an Israelite. Don't smoke cigarettes. Get out of that masonry garbage. I don't think you're a mason, but either way, if you are or aren't, you need to repent and keep the laws of God, man.
Right.
I got the love of God.
No, you don't. You don't believe in the Bible. The white man wrote the Bible, right?
I believe in God.
But you believe in the Bible too, though, right?
No. I take the Bible as stories. You can learn from a story.
You can learn from a story?
God and you. God
But
and you.
where do you get the laws of God from? You say you follow the laws of God.
God puts it in you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I know what I'm doing wrong. I know if I'm doing bad.
You know what you're doing wrong, but are you going to stop doing wrong? That's the thing.
Bro, what I do is what I do.
Brother, I asked you a question. I asked you, are you going to stop doing wrong?
What's wrong?
What do you know is doing wrong?
What am I doing wrong?
Now you're playing the game. What do you do wrong that you admit, that you can't admit right now? Drinking isn't wrong. Drinking isn't wrong. People drink in the Bible. What are you talking about? Drinking isn't a sin. Smoking cigarettes is a sin.
You should not let anything control your mind, right?
That's not what it says. It says give strong drink to them that are ready to perish.
It says don't let brother. There's a part that does say you're not supposed to let things cloud your judgment. You're not supposed to let things.
I mean, that's not necessarily liquor, though. You can let a woman cloud your judgment.
Right.
You can let a TV show cloud your judgment. Radio, music.
Right? Does alcohol change you a little bit?
It depends. It depends on how drunk you get. I don't get drunk.
I'm not. Okay, bro.
I just drink enough to feel happy. That's all I do. I'm not getting drunk. I'm gonna drive home tonight, probably full of Hennessy.
Right. Bring it out.
You see?
All I'm saying is, look, whatever you feel is right. It's all about your.
It's not what I feel. It's not what I feel. It's about the laws of God. You see? Give me that Ecclesiastes 12. What you got?
Well, hey man, hey, you good for y'all beliefs? Hey,
It's not a belief. It's our heritage, brother.
Bro, that's your heritage or whatever. Hey, you know what I mean? Hey, I got my heritage and my beliefs, my ways too. You know what I mean?
Are you really Ethiopian, man? I don't believe that, man. I don't believe that.
Your beliefs do not affect me.
I know. I understand.
Believe whatever you want to believe.
I don't think Ethiopian would have stood in front of us this long combating the information. That's all I'm saying.
Bro, I'm just trying to help you. Look.
How you gonna help me?
Bro, you talk about the white man is the devil.
Yes.
Well, so when white people out there fighting for like black people that got shot, are they the devil too?
Who's fighting for black people that got shot?
Bro,
How?
down there in Oakland.
How you do that?
All
How are they fighting for us? How are they fighting for
Bro,
us?
they're standing up and doing other shit for us too.
How?
Bro, everybody.
Marching in the middle of the street holding up signs?
That's right.
That's not doing a damn thing for us.
That's
Right.
Are you kidding me?
You got your foundations that are going up by all different people. There's different laws getting set.
I don't accept different people.
Look, that's fine.
I don't care about white people.
Right.
How? How am I going against God? Prove it. Prove it.
Love each other, right?
Who am I talking about?
It says hate white people in the Bible?
Yes.
Where does it say that?
Give me
Right.
that in Psalms.
Bring it out.
No. Give me Psalms. Give me Psalms 137, and you give me Malachi. Or excuse me, 139. And you can get that next. Well, let's see who God tells us to hate. And you give me
Yo, God tell you to hate somebody?
absolutely. God hates.
Right.
God hates. You sound like a Christian.
That's right.
You don't even believe in the Bible. That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's right.
I know. You're confused. Go ahead.
It's Malachi 1 and 2.
Bring it out.
I have loved you, said the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother?
Esau is considered the so-called white man today. Read.
Said the Lord. Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau,
God hates Esau.
Right.
The Edomites are white people today. Read.
and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness? Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness,
Them devils right there, the white people, the border of wickedness. Read.
Right.
and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
Indignation, righteous hatred.
You're 100% black.
I don't consider myself black. I'm Dominican. What are you talking about?
Right.
I'm Dominican. By today's standards, yes. My skin tone is not even black. What are you talking about? Considered, yes.
So how do those Dominicans do this?
By ship.
By ship.
Yep.
By ship from what?
From the Middle East, yes, of course. They were enslaved to the Assyrians. What are you talking about? Prove it. Prove it. We can prove it. Everything we talk about is proof.
My point is not there. Look, his family had books. When they saw the ships coming, they were already there.
Okay. Does that mean they didn't get there by ships? Does that mean they didn't come by ships? That means they... Brother. Who coming on the ship? White people, right? Okay, so does that mean they didn't get there by ship? Yes. My father is Dominican. My grandfather is Dominican. Of course not. What are you talking about? You only get your seed from your father. What are you talking about? Your mother is just an incubator. My father, his father, and his father. So the woman is just the incubator. If a white man sleeps with a black woman, that baby's white, period. So it doesn't matter what your skin looks like. So it doesn't matter what your skin looks like. So why are you trying to say there's a white girl in my lineage? It doesn't matter about that. My father and his father are Dominican. I don't know them. Our history doesn't go back that far. Of course not. Absolutely not. We wouldn't be doing what we did. Are you have devil in you? I can tell. Don't worry about it. But you're Ethiopian, right? What happened with the Ethiopians? Can you give me a history and run down the Ethiopians? What was their original name? What was it called before Ethiopia? What? Brother, no. You're lying. Hotep is some Egyptian shit. What are you talking about? No. What was Kush? Who the Kushites? Who are the Kushites? The Bible? Okay. So they did for the Bible? No, of course not. Of course they did. Everything that we need is in the Bible. This guy flossing the sauce, man. It's sad. It is crazy. He admitted he was a devil. He admitted that he's a Mason, and we all know he's confused. That's just straight up.
Why is California called California?
Because it's it was an Egyptian goddess, I believe. Khalifa. Yeah, familiar.
This is a part of Africa, right?
What are you talking about? Oh yeah, I forgot he's a Moor too. You believe everything was discovered by the Africans and all that garbage. That's stupid.
Look, why can California grow everything? Everything.
Only in California? What about Oregon? What about Washington? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What's everything to you? Can I go with some outdoor weed in Atlanta? Of course I can. What are you talking about? Yo. I agree. I agree. But that doesn't mean it can't be grown elsewhere. That does not mean that.
Well, that's not true. That's not true. Not true. Because the wheat, where's the breadbasket of America at? The Midwest. Wheat is grown in the Midwest. Wheat is grown in the Midwest. That's the breadbasket of America. Produce is grown. What? Not in the Midwest. Not in the Midwest. In the southern Midwest, where the breadbasket. Where's the breadbasket of America?
We can produce our own shit. Well, we can grow everything right here.
We can, but where's the breadbasket of America? You said that only California can grow shit, man.
No, look, I'm saying, look, based on our climate, our soil content, like what we have here, like, you know, like it's fertile more than like anything else. If you go through under this cement, it's dirt. This shit is rich with nutrients. That shit is not like that. In the Midwest, that shit's all dusty.
It's really?
Right, it is.
So how did the natives provide for themselves before the white man came over here? No, listen.
You have many different kinds. You have kinds.
I'm not asking you that. How you said that only California is fertile, but how did the natives survive everywhere, man?
Well, there's some that follow the gang. There's some.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
You have some,
right?
You have some that all they had was grain based on corn. So you have maize. It's like the only thing.
Exactly. That's one grain, right? That's grain, right? Look up what's the breadbasket of America, bro. I'm gonna cut them real quick.
Orange out there. Go grow that.
Florida grows oranges.
Are there oranges in Florida?
Are they?
Have you been to That's all farms. Go
All
ahead.
farms, absolutely, absolutely. That's produce. That's produce, right? That's produce, right? But United States, what's a breadbasket?
That's grain.
So the Midwest is called America's breadbasket.
Why?
Because Midwestern farmers grow a lot of the wheat we use to make bread.
So only California can grow produce, right?
Right.
You're cut, man. You're cut. You're cut. Give me Zephaniah 2 and 12, bro.
That's right. Bring it out.
You better hope you're not in Ethiopia, bro. You better hope you're not in Ethiopia. Watch what the Bible says. Read. Book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 12. Ye Ethiopians, ye shall be slain by my sword. God said he's going to kill Ethiopians, man.
Right.
Right? God said he's going to kill Ethiopians. I'm not saying it. God is saying it, man. Right?